Hello Pisces, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Pisces, let's jump on in. We're going to start with looking at overall energy through oracle cards, and then we'll dive deeper into the story with tarot as we progress. So let's start looking at your recent past. Overall energy for Pisces recent past. What has Pisces been dealing with? Big picture. You are worth it. Show your support, vulnerability, and acceptance of love. Potential gateway. You guys have had a lot going on, I feel like. A lot going on in terms of what I feel like. It feels like you're raising your standards, basically, for how you're going to be treated, for what's really meant for you. And I feel like it's put you in a position of maybe a little bit of change or a little bit of anxiety, kind of watching dynamics shift, being afraid of losing certain things. But I also feel at the same time that it's been a very empowering time for you, because I feel like this is a shift that it's like it took you a long time to make, because I feel like you were in positions where you were accepting a lot less than what it is that you were worth or what you deserved. And we all have our reasons for why we do that. So I'm sure you do too. But it kind of feels like awakening to like recognizing your worth on a deeper level. And I think that that's really empowering for anybody, right? Because when you start to recognize what you're truly worth and what, your value is and what you bring to the table, whether it's in your job or in your relationships, you stop accepting less and you start demanding more. Now, when I say demanding, I mean with love. You basically are saying, I know what I offer, I know what I bring to the table, and I'm not going to accept anything less. So I feel like this has been kind of a really powerful energy that you've been dealing with, but also really vulnerable, because you do have this vulnerability card. And, vulnerability is scary because it does require you to kind of put your feelings at risk, your heart at risk. Just because you know your worth doesn't mean that the people around you are going to agree with that, but that doesn't mean that, if someone isn't seeing your worth or isn't aligning their actions with what it is you're truly deserving of, that is a direct message from the universe that person isn't meant for you. Or that situation isn't meant for you, or that something doesn't align with what you do truly deserve. So let's just see Pisces current energy here for you. So that, it's either a need to, or you have been kind of setting boundaries, standing up for yourself, being maybe a little bit more vocal and outspoken about your needs, what you require. What is Pisces dealing with currently? Expansion. Oh, I like that. And there's that potential gateway card. I keep seeing this around. It hasn't come out yet, but it's been on the bottom of the deck twice. Make a decision. So it feels like your life is expanding. Almost as if there are new paths opening up. Yeah, because be gentle with yourself and empowerment. New paths opening up for you in some way here. And I feel like it's a result of kind of owning your worth. That's a good way to put it. It's like, I know what I'm worth. I know what I deserve, and I'm willing to let go of things that don't align with that. And that within itself is opening you up for what's really meant for you. And with this make a decision card, it kind of feels like this is very much about like saying yes to these new paths or new opportunities, or the ways in which your life is kind of expanding. Because when you start to believe you're worthy and deserving of more, the universe does start to move mountains to make that happen. It provides you with opportunities. You start to see, you start to receive. You start to receive the things that you deserve, receive the things that you desire. And from my experience, both in my personal life, but also in coaching others through this journey, is that sometimes that can be equally as scary. Because when you start to see that things are happening the way that you want them to, you start to fear that you're not going to be able to sustain them, or that you might lose them, or that these things might go away, or whatever the case might be. So sometimes that can cause you to like hold yourself back almost. And I feel like this is really a time to go after whatever it might be. Go after goals. Say yes to experiences that are exciting, but maybe even equally as uncomfortable. Just kind of allowing your life to expand here in a lot of ways. What does Pisces need to know moving forward about their immediate future? New experiences and possibilities. Seek beauty, clear endeavor. New experiences and possibilities, I feel like, is what that potential gateway was about. It's like because the way that you're approaching your life is different. Again, maybe we're setting boundaries, we're knowing our worth a little bit more, we're standing tall in what we bring to the table. That's going to open new doors. It's going to open opportunities for you that maybe didn't exist before, didn't exist when you were kind of holding on to things that weren't really serving you. So this is very much about like out with the old and with the new. And I feel that more so in the sense of like, you've learned a lot, you've grown a lot, you've healed maybe even a lot from the things that you've been through. And it's time for new experiences. When we go through certain cycles over and over, whether it's failed relationships or financial struggles, but, we learn, we heal, we grow, we evolve in some way, there's no longer a need for those old experiences. There's no longer a need for things to be the way that they have always been, because you've essentially outgrown those experiences. So now you get to experience new experiences, new cycles, new people, new situations, new dynamics. So it kind of feels like you're stepping into, in general, kind of like a new phase in your life. And it's one that's really rooted, and this is like the core message here, really rooted in knowing your worth, knowing what you deserve. And I feel like if you aren't seeing these opportunities yet, you absolutely will. I feel like they're going to start to fall into your lap in certain ways, just because of all of the work that you've really been putting in. Because I'm definitely speaking to a collective who has been doing the work. Not just sitting by like waiting for things to happen, but really showing up for themselves, showing up for their life. Because this is definitely a result of your energy and your effort that you've been putting in. But let's go a little deeper here. Overall theme of this reading for Pisces. Nothing is yet set in stone. With meditate and contemplate. So that nothing is yet set in stone card, I feel like, is really important. And it's that reminder that our life is always changing, that we're always changing. And as things, progress, as we progress on our journey, and as things kind of progress in our life, we have to learn to really go with the flow. This is very much like learning to go with the flow kind of energy. Because, sometimes things do have to end. Sometimes experiences have to end. We have to lose people. But that always opens the door for better things to take place in our life, as long as we allow it. I feel like this meditate and contemplate card is very much about connecting with yourself and getting very in tune with what it is that you do truly desire in this life. One of the things that I talk a lot about on this channel and just kind of in my coaching sessions in general is that manifestation is actually a lot easier than we tend to make it, but it requires us to first get very, very, very in tune with what it is that our soul truly desires, and then to be willing to say no to anything that isn't that, and to really open ourselves up for the potential of things to be better than we've felt that they have been able to be, like, to this point. So if you don't have all of the answers right now, if you're feeling a little bit lost, if you're not sure where you're headed, I feel like it's a good thing, because it's you are in the unknown. Things are new right now, which is obviously going to come with a lot of fear and uncertainty because you're not used to this kind of energy, but you're also moving away from what isn't serving you. It's again out with the old and with the new. And I feel like the new energy that is coming into your life is very, very abundant. And like with this clear endeavor, I feel like it's very much meant for you. It's meant to align, with you in a sustainable way. So let's see, Pisces, what you guys had going on. Let's dive a little bit deeper into the story with this recent past energy. Prioritizing stillness is really important for you right now, too. I keep hearing the word stillness. Not trying to do too much at once. Feeling empowering is important, and you want to take advantage of that when you do tap into that energy, because everything ebbs and flows. But you also don't want to do too much. You want to make sure that you are, allowing yourself to really listen to your intuition, listen to your gut feelings. This past energy for Pisces, the Tower in reverse. Yeah, see, and then there's the King of Pentacles. You got fed up in some type of way. You got fed up with how things had been. Because the King of Pentacles is, to me, always kind of speaks of circumstances and the way that things are, like, temporarily. And with the Tower in reverse, there was this avoidance almost. It's like with the Hermit, it's like there was something that you knew, something within that you were very aware of, but you were avoiding making some sort of decision, walking away from something, maybe even starting something new. But I feel like you really put your foot down and you said, I'm worthy, I'm deserving of more, and I'm ready to go after the things that I want, the things that I desire. And I feel like it required you to make some pretty difficult decisions, to make some pretty big changes in your life. But I feel like those things are allowing you to step into more. And that's what the expansion is about. It's like your life is expanding, the possibilities are expanding, and it's all because you kind of, you decided. It's like you decided, I no longer want to settle for less, I want to receive more. And I feel like that has kind of opened you up to more possibility, even if the opportunities that you desire haven't fully made their way into your life. I feel like we do see that in this future energy, though there might be some things that are needed from you in order to create them. I feel like they are very available to you. But I actually want to get a little bit more on this energy because I'm curious about this Hermit. I want to clarify this Hermit card here because it kind of feels the Page of Cups. And that's very much about like divine guidance and inner knowing. It's like this inner voice was calling to you to make a decision, make a change, again, like walk away from something. I don't know if it's going to give me much more information on that though, like what that really was. In fact, I feel like, okay, so really holding on to something, hanging on to a person, a situation, a job, something that like deep down you knew in your soul wasn't aligning with your worth. But then like eventually I feel like there was this kind of awakening to that, or almost like this inability to really ignore that was the case and really stepping into deciding to make a change. Now, if you haven't made that change yet, that's okay. But I do very much feel as if that's the direction that you're headed in. Current energy for Pisces, make a decision with expansion. What does Pisces need to know about their current energy? Whoa. Expectations. Okay. Two of Swords. There's the decision again. There's the Eight of Wands. So, here's what's interesting. Well, hang on. Okay. So you're headed in the right direction. But there's almost this wavering commitment to the direction that you're headed. This, well, maybe I should go back to how things were. Did I make the right decision? Or did I, am I doing the right thing? Or is this really what's right for me? Which is natural and normal. And self-doubt is, going to be, if there's any certainty that they're in life, it's that there's going to be doubt. You're going to doubt certain things. But it feels like this need to commit even deeper to knowing your worth and knowing your value in a way that you never really have before. Because what you desire, it's ahead of you. It's what exists in your future. It's not what exists in your past. It's where you're headed. Because, seeing the Eight of Wands and the Six of Swords, this to me is very much like forward moving energy, like forward momentum. I feel like that's the Eight of Wands really speaks of like momentum, and then the Six of Swords really speaks to like moving away from kind of. And then this Ten of Cups in reverse, this is all about expectations and sometimes unmet expectations. So I see it a lot. People will be, this is just an example. They'll be in a relationship that isn't serving them. They'll put their foot down. They'll say, you know what, I deserve more than this. They'll walk away. And then as time passes, they start to look back and say, well, maybe things weren't that bad, especially if they're not finding someone new or if things aren't working out the way that they expected. And they'll start to over-romanticize the past, to look at it through the lens of nostalgia and be like, well, maybe that wasn't so bad and I'd rather have that than nothing. And they'll dip back into old patterns, back into old relationships or old situations. And I feel like if you're in that like kind of in between phase right now, because it does kind of feel like you are, where it's like things are progressing for the better, but they're not yet where you want them to be. I feel like the universe is really asking you to like double down and commit on where you're headed, instead of feeling tempted to kind of go backwards in some way, because where you're headed is where the new experiences and opportunities are. I think that a lot of times when we get away from something that isn't serving us, but then things don't really improve in the way that we thought that they would, we start to wonder like if we made a mistake or like if we should go back. And I feel like this is definitely that time to like make a decision to keep moving forward, to keep choosing you, to keep choosing to believe that better things are ahead, or that the things that you deserve and desire are out there. Don't fall into the trap of settling just because things haven't happened exactly like you wanted them to. And I also feel like this is about opening your heart and your mind to anything good that does flow into your life, anything new that does flow into your life. Again, when things start to go well, it's kind of easy to start to get anxious about it or to want to sabotage it or run away from it, even if you think that you wouldn't. That's something that really surprised me when I met my husband. Literally, like, he was a dream come true. Like, all of these things were so exactly aligned with what I was looking for, and every single ounce of my being wanted to run away from this relationship because it felt too good to be true. And I learned that I was just as afraid of having the things that I desired as I was of not having them. And I think that that's what's really interesting about humans is we get so stuck in what we're used to, even if it's like the lack of the love or the abundance that we desire, because it becomes so familiar. You know exactly how to survive it. You know what it's like to not have the things that you want. So when the things that you want start appearing, or when you start to see opportunities toward them, you start to get afraid, because it's like, well, now these things are very real. Like, they can really happen. So I feel like this is definitely kind of letting go and allowing good things into your life, allowing good things to happen, and almost making a decision to commit to good things. Choosing to say, I know my worth, I know what I'm deserving of. I feel like life is just a series of consistently having to reaffirm knowing your worth and knowing what you're deserving of. I guess that's just really what healing is all about. All right, Pisces, what do you need to know moving forward? Clear endeavor with new experiences and possibilities. Does Pisces need to know moving forward? The Chariot. Forward movement. This is like very quick movement. Like pieces falling into pieces falling into place. Like almost like, let me see. Because the Chariot, the Three of Pentacles, it's like, I think dominoes, like Four of Pentacles, there's stability. So you're headed in the right direction. You just need to make a decision to commit to the direction that you're headed. The Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, but then you have the Knight of Cups in reverse. This is literally what I was talking about. It's like things start going well, and that's when you start to like second guess it. That's why stillness is so important. Staying very connected to yourself consciously, because it's kind of easy to fall into kind of like subconscious patterns. But this feels like things are working out. It feels like it's like, yeah, this is right for you. Choose it. Commit to it. Allow it. And I think you will. There's no need to second guess it. That doesn't mean you won't. Because I feel like, again, this is a product of the work that you've put in. You've come far, and now you get to kind of reap the rewards of that, which is, I don't know, pretty freaking exciting, if you ask me. All right, we're going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to dive deeper into this reading, looking at what you can or need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. This reading was what you need to know. The extended is what you need to do. Any information for that is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Pisces, as always, for your support of my channel. I obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Pisces.